So one TikToker specifically asked me about work-life balance. Let me talk about work-life balance as a medical student. As a medical student, my life was just to work, study, and study. We have a lot of stuff to study, a lot of things to memorize, a lot of difficult concepts to understand, to comprehend. We need to learn all these things so as to have a good foundation to learn something more profound, more complicated as we move on in a higher level of medical school and we become a junior doctor. But now things have changed a little bit. Besides needing to study very hard, work very hard, you also have to try to outperform your peer. I have seen medical students spending a lot of time to do research. Now, when I was a student, my job is just to study very hard, comprehend complex concepts, apply them in the patient that I see in the ward, pass exam, and most of us are okay. But now, because the pool of young medical graduates have increased, it's almost double as my time back in 1989. So there are many more students to compete on the same number of training positions to be a specialist. So the competition is tough. And your peer, your senior, your patient expect a lot more from you than they expect from me when I was young. So I've seen many young doctors, many young medical students, besides spending time in academic work, spend a lot of their personal private time at night after dinner when your friends are sleeping, on weekend when your friends are enjoying shopping, going holiday. They stay behind to do research, to do projects, to have programs that will make them stand up as compared to the rest. So it is not uncommon to have young medical students having 10, even 20 publications. When I was a student back in 1989, when I was a young doctor, I made one presentation in the Singapore Oncological Conference, Singapore Society of Oncology Conference. That's my first oral presentation, and that will make me in the top 10% of my cohort. And I published publications when I was a junior doctor as a specialist trainee, and that also put me in the top of the cohort. But now it's very common to have presentation, to have research paper, to have publication in a good journal, even as a medical student or junior doctors. So the line has shifted. If you are a medical student, be prepared that you have to work much harder than I was a medical student. Besides being a good student, passing exam, understanding comprehensive project, if you want to be selected for specialist program, competition is stiff, and now people are spending time on research, writing publication, publishing the paper in some of the top medical journals. Some of my friends' daughter even skipped the school for 1 year just to do 1 year of research. At the end of it, her publication, her research output, her extra degree, her extra research master degree will put her ahead of the curve. Like it or not, this is how medical students have to juggle with their work, their life, to be a good young doctor and to be better than the peers to get into training posts that they want to apply. To go back to the question that a TikToker asked me, how is work-life balance as a doctor? I would say that as a student, be prepared to work very, very hard, work much harder than when I was a medical student. If this is too tough for you, maybe time to change, time to do something that you have more time for yourself and for your family, for your parents, for your future children, for your spouse. As a doctor, be prepared to work very, very hard. This is Dr. Desmond.